all of these people who are going to come and visit, including many Dodgers fans, are going to be taking photos, right, with their phones and sharing them on social media, sharing them with family and friends. And like, we have a gorgeous skyline. We have so many interesting places to be. And now we've got all these people who are actually going to be promoting and marketing our city for us.
Welcome back to Closer Look across the Village Media Network and wherever you get your favorite podcasts with Michael Friscolanti, Editor-in-Chief here at Village Media. I'm Scott Sexsmith. I'm excited. Only 2 more sleeps until Game 1.
It all begins. It all begins.
That almost sounded like a trailer.
Yeah, it'll be a great World Series, no doubt. Whether you like these teams or not, this is going to be a great World Series.
Who wouldn't
It's going to be great baseball.
It really is. Now, the one thing that we haven't really touched on, and we're going to on today's program, is the economic spinoff of an event like this. And Toronto, of course, no stranger to big events lately.
Yeah, well, you think about the Taylor Swift concert was kind of like a warm-up. The concerts was kind of a warm-up for all this. Remember the hype of that, how many people were coming, and there was just everyone dressed up in their costumes. There was 6 nights in a row. There was a break in between.
There was a break. That's right.
But 6 concerts at the Rogers Centre, right? And each one brought in a new flood of people. You staying at hotels, staying at Airbnbs. I think it was almost $300 million in economic, what's the right term? Spinoff, yeah. And so it made a lot of money for the restaurants, the hotels, the bars, and all kinds of different things in Toronto. I'm sure the clothing stores made some money during that one.
Well, everybody wins, right, when something like that
That's right.
happens.
And so now you have Game 1 and 2 of the World Series when there's so much hype and so much excitement across the country. So you're going to have fans coming from all over the country. We saw it even in the ALCS that there were fans from everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're going to have people, you're going to have Dodgers fans coming. You're going to have people from the league coming.
Oh,
Can you imagine the Japanese media contingent that's going to come as well for Shohei Ohtani, which just adds to me that it has all the elements of it. It's not just the Canada's team playing somebody. It's Canada's team playing the best team, the juggernaut, as Derek Jeter calls them, and with the best player in the world right now.
And I don't want to get all national unity on you, but really, this is, if there was ever a time, of one country versus another, and really that's what this is going to boil down to, Canada versus the U.S. Yeah. They're calling them the United States Dodgers.
That's right.
I saw that this morning. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah.
I was on Ticketmaster earlier today, just out of curiosity, wanted to see if there were any tickets. There were, but the cheapest that I could find were $1,500 in the 500 section.
But they were available?
Yeah.
From the team?
If I wanted to get off my wallet, I could have.
Wow.
Which I didn't.
$1,500 for the
$1,500. Hotel prices, and we'll talk about this with Kelly from Destination Toronto, anywhere from $800 to $2,400 Friday night. Crazy.
Well, when you think about those, we never like to talk about COVID and those dark days of COVID when every city, including Toronto, was a ghost town and nobody was going there. And then you see these events like the Taylor Swift concert and now the World Series. You want to see Toronto booming. You want to see people filling the streets and cheering for something that they can all get behind.
And just to be clear, those tickets on Ticketmaster, I believe at this point now they're through like third-party resellers. They're not actual.
That's what. Because I think Rogers is sold.
Yeah, but you can get access to those
through Ticketmaster.
Through Ticketmaster,
you learn a lot. All right,
bones.
All right, well, let's get chatting about the economic benefits of the World Series.
All right, let's do it with Kelly Jackson, the VP of Destination Development at Destination Toronto. A big party hits the city of Toronto starting Friday night. It's Game 1 of the World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Very pleased to be joined on the show tonight by Kelly Jackson. Kelly is the VP of Destination Development at Destination Toronto. Kelly, welcome to Closer Look. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Excited to be here.
I bet you are. Okay, Kelly, first question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the vibe in the city of Toronto?
11. It's electric. Everywhere you go, you're just feeling the energy. You're seeing so many signs from businesses. You're seeing people with their Jays gear on. And I think every day you're just seeing more and more people flock to the city to be part of the action.
Absolutely. You're definitely wearing the right shirt today, as we talked about before we went on air. Do you have different shirts for every day, or is that your only one?
I'm a longtime Jays fan, so I do have a few different options depending on the day.
That's great. Can we just talk, Jeff? We've heard a lot of numbers thrown around about just how big of an economic impact this will have on the city between hotels, restaurants, all kinds of different things. Do you kind of have a number or a guess or an estimate on what that'll be?
Yeah, we don't have an overall projection at this point. What we do have are some indications already this fall of what the playoff run has meant. So, for example, when we looked at the American League Division Series and we looked at the increase in hotel demand for games 1 and 2, we saw that on game 2, for example, there was a 22% increase in hotel demand on that one evening compared to the previous 2 years. And when I say 22%, we're talking about over 3,500 hotel rooms.
Wow. Kelly, I want to talk about hotels for just a sec because I did some checking before we came on the air tonight. And hotel prices for Friday night, at least in the downtown core, kind of on that Bremner Strip and up towards Yonge, range anywhere from $800 to $2,400. However, at the Marriott at the Rogers Center, field view rooms are going for $9,500 for one night. I mean, is that capitalism at its best or what?
Well, I think that's a perfect example of when there is a very unique experience with a high demand for people to be part of that experience. You're going to see, those kind of increases. And I don't know many other MLB teams where you could have a hotel room and watch the game.
Yeah, it's a good point. Kelly, if we can talk just for a sec about safety, because I know that stretch of Bremner pretty well, and I know when there's an event at Scotiabank Arena and one at Rogers Center as well, it's tens of thousands of people, and that, of course, stretches north to Yonge and beyond. How do police and EMS handle all that, and is there a plan for this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the City of Toronto has put out sort of a fact sheet that has information on not just the fun stuff, like, where the watch parties are, but what are the transportation plans? How are they going to be managed? What are some of those safety protocols that are going to be followed? And, the thing with the city is that this is not the first time we've hosted a big event. This is absolutely the first time in 32 years that we've hosted the World Series. But when you think back, for example, to the Taylor Swift concerts last year, that was a series of 6 different concerts where you're seeing, tens of thousands of people come into the city to be a part of that experience. And so you can really see those as dry runs really for, what could be some pretty exciting evenings in Toronto.
You absolutely stole my next question. I was going to ask about Taylor Swift. So in terms of, do you have a prediction on whether, say, the first 2 concerts of Taylor Swift will have a bigger economic impact than, say, these 2 games on Friday and Saturday night?
Well, we know for the entire 6 concerts for Taylor Swift, the economic impact was $282 million.
Wow.
So the exciting thing when we're talking about economic impact in the World Series, though, is that it will be even larger. And that's because when you think about comparing the concert to a baseball game, what you don't have with the concert is that whole knock-on effect of people flocking to the restaurants and the bars to also watch it simultaneously, right? You don't have the watch parties happening. You don't have the activations in the different neighborhoods. So I absolutely think we're going to see a much bigger economic impact.
That's a great point. When people think about economic impact, too, they do think, of course, of hotels and restaurants and like that. Are there other things we're not thinking of that's going to have that ripple effect, that there are other industries or other parts of the tourism industry that are going to benefit from these games?
Absolutely. Well, two examples would be retail and transportation, things that people don't often think about when they immediately think of a tourist coming. But people have to get to and from the airport or the train station. They're using public transit as well to move around the city. And they're often partaking in shopping, right? I mean, in this case, maybe they're buying some Jays merch, but, often people want to buy a souvenir, right, of some sort to mark the time that they've spent in a city.
That's right. I assume they would also want to take in the sights. If I'm from Major League Baseball, for example, and I've come to the World Series, I've never been to Toronto. Maybe I'd want to go do some of the tours around there.
Yeah, absolutely. There are going to be a lot of people who, Canadians and Americans, who this might be their first time coming to Toronto, right? And so they're not going to come here and just go to the game. They're going to go to some of those key attractions or, do some of that shopping or, honestly, check out the diverse culinary scene, right, which we're really well known for, too.
Kelly, you're a big Jays fan. I think you went to one of the ALCS games. Can you describe that for us?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I was very fortunate to be able to go to Game 6. And it was completely packed. I mean, I've been to many Jays games over the years. I've been to some other, like the wild card series playoffs and things. And just the number of people outside of the Rogers Center and inside of the Rogers Center, just, teeming with energy, teeming with excitement, so many things happening. And really a crowd that was on its feet for the majority of the game, really plugged in. It was such an interesting experience where I actually felt like I had to come home and watch the recap of the game because I sort of felt like an out-of-body experience. Did that actually happen? Did I see that?
It's a great point. I want to ask you, too, with all the talk in the last few months about the 51st state and the tariffs that we're dealing with the United States, did it feel when you're at the game or feel in general as you follow the series that it's even more of a cross-border rivalry right now?
No, I haven't been picking that up as much. I would say it was more of a classic Jays versus Yankees rivalry. Like, the kind of, AL East is a very tough division. And so certainly I was getting even some messages from some American friends who root for the Mets who were, saying go Jays. But I think overall, what's really exciting about this opportunity is that unlike the last time that we had hosted the World Series, all of these people who are going to come and visit, including many Dodgers fans, are going to be taking photos, right, with their phones and sharing them on social media, sharing them with family and friends. And like, we have a gorgeous skyline. We have so many interesting places to be. And now we've got all these people who are actually going to be promoting and marketing our city for us.
Yes, that's right. How big does the Shohei Ohtani effect play into this? I mean, you not only have the people come for the World Series, but you have also, I assume, a huge contingent of Japanese media coming for Shohei Ohtani. Does that make it even bigger?
Yeah, I think he's... even calling him a generational talent doesn't seem fitting, right? I mean, he's just such an unbelievable player that, I think certainly people will be tuning in just to see, what is he capable of and what he might do in some of these games. And as I said, it's when they're tuning in, these millions of people who are watching, they're also getting a flavor of Toronto, even when they see our fan base, right? They see that energy, they see that diversity. It's telling them something about, the place where this is happening.
Kelly, we talked about the congestion earlier. I know the Buffalo Sabres and the Leafs are playing a home-and-home series Friday in Buffalo, Saturday in Toronto. We're hearing rumblings that the Leaf game time may get changed. Are you hearing any of that on your end?
I haven't yet heard anything about that, no.
All right. Well, it would certainly make sense so that those Leaf fans can enjoy the Jays game. Before we let you go, Kelly, we got to ask you, what's your prediction for the series?
Ooh.
Putting you on the spot.
Your bosses are watching, Kelly. Your bosses are watching.
No, I'm going to go with Jays in 6.
Oh, that's a good prediction.
All right.
Jays. I have to ask this too. We talk about economic impact.
Yeah.
Is a championship parade good for the local economy, for the tourist economy, or is it bad? I'm always trying when I see all these people jamming into downtown. Let's say that there's a championship parade. How good is that for tourism in the city?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a different kind of tourism likely for a championship parade because I think you'll be looking at a lot more day visitors coming versus those who are traveling further and maybe staying overnight. But I think again, obviously I think people will already probably be thinking about without trying to jinx anything, what kind of plans need to be put in place to have an event of that scale. For
sure. Last question we'll ask you, any other specific tips for visitors who are coming to Toronto for the World Series? Anything they should keep in mind or that they should maybe check out while they're there?
Well, what I would say is if you go on the Destination Toronto website, you can right on the homepage access our AI trip planning tool. And that allows you to type in anything you want to know about Toronto. And it's going to give you a customized itinerary and give you answers to where you need to go and what you want to do.
Great. All right. She says Jays in 6. There's Kelly Jackson, the Vice President of Destination Development at Destination Toronto. Kelly, thanks for your time tonight. Go Jays.
Go Jays. Thanks.
I think Jays in 6 is a good prediction.
How come?
Well, because I don't think that they're strong enough to certainly sweep Los Angeles, and I think Los Angeles is too strong to even win it in 5. But I think 6 is.
I don't know if you saw Derek Jeter on the American broadcast the other night.
Did.
Yeah,
Yes.
talk about he's very high in the Jays.
Is he ever?
A great team, but as he said, the Dodgers are like a juggernaut right now. They're destroying everyone that comes in their
And
way.
then there's the Ohtani factor.
And to sweep the Brewers the way that the Brewers were so good in the
Weren't they
second
the
half of the season. They were the
number
best
one
team in
team? Yeah,
baseball.
yeah.
And they were so good in every and then they just made them look like they were a little league team for 4 games. The Ohtani factor is so real too. I don't even remember if we talked about this on the show already, but that single game, that his last game there, the game 4, was made one of the best sporting achievements of all time. What he accomplished.
He's not human.
He's not human, right?
No, not when you can throw 6 scoreless innings, right?
Yes.
And then hit 3
home
dingers.
runs, and he's their 4th starter. So that's the other challenge the Jays have. The Jays have good starting pitching too, but they have 4 great starting pitchers, right?
Yeah.
And so it could end up being Ohtani versus Scherzer in Game 4. And
Wouldn't that
so
be something?
I mean, so this is these are the kind of things we're talking about. But I think the Jays would have to come out. They didn't come out strong at home in the first 2 against Seattle, and they still
did
won
not.
the series. But I just feel, and I think the other side story that we don't talk about, or we didn't ask Kelly, is that the Ohtani drama is great too, because there was all that talk about him maybe coming to Toronto and all the reports about
The flight being
the
tracked.
private jets being tracked and him coming.
Yeah.
And they're going to boo him hard every time he comes up to the
sure.
plate. Like it's not it's not like there's a mutual respect for this guy in Toronto.
No.
They booed him hard when he was in there as a visitor earlier this season, I think.
And how much did he sign for with LA? Do you recall?
700
800
million, I think, something like that.
So you've got him at 700 plus million. You've got Vladdy at 500. So between the two of them,
it's great. It almost Ohtani looks like they got a deal when you think about it. Like 700 million seems like a great price now when you think about what he's done and what he's accomplished. So, as a baseball fan, I will be watching every inning. This will be a great World Series.
it will be. Can't wait. Friday, 8 o'clock. Okay, let's get out of here. Closerlookpodcast.ca. You can reach out anytime. Closer Look at villagemedia.ca. Tonight's show, as always, produced by Derek Turner. For Michael Friscolanti, our editor-in-chief here at Village Media, I'm Scott Sexsmith. We appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for watching. Let's do it again tomorrow night at 7, right here on Closer Look.
Frisco and Scott's wardrobe provided in part by Moores, Sault Ste. Marie.